more secure for you and your children. I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakha Kwadash, giving that honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well, and to the brothers out there that's pushing out the gospel throughout the four corners of the world. Peace and blessings and infinite salutation be to the elect, the house of David, that the Lord is raising up in these last days, which is made up of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Arab Americans, and scattered Israelites amongst the other nation that look like the other nation. But according to your pedigree, you go back to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And with that, I want to say shalom. Now, as you can see, I have played two clips from two different speeches that President Ronald Reagan has made. All right, and within these two speeches, within these two speeches that Ronald Reagan had, and it was at the different UN meetings. He mentioned something about a alien threat. You see, an alien threat, something that's outside of this world. All right, which will make some type of alien threat that will make all people come together and put all the differences to the side. You see, and now one thing you have to keep in mind is that Esau pushes the agenda that there might be a possibility that there might be aliens, all right? Something that's outside of this world that does exist. You see, but he pushes it with deceit, okay? And deceit, man. All right, where you're not really telling everything. You're not really telling the truth, all right? And what this alien, this alien force is really all about. You see, and who it really is, okay? But another thing you got to keep in mind is that these elites, they know about the scriptures. They know that this alien threat, all right, but get realistic, is Yahawashi, the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, all right? And the angels. You see, what is known as the UFOs is really the angels, man. Those are the angels of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right, but once again, man, all right, Esau are going to keep deceiving you, and it's going to keep disrespecting the Lord. Now, that's another scripture that I can bring down in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 5, straight to the point. And it says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. All right. And that's what this devil does. That's what Esau Edom, the wicked, does. He speaks great things and blasphemy. All right. You know, he disrespects the Lord. All right. And it says, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months, which was the period of time when they came into power, when they took down the Israelites in 1619. All right. When the nation of Israel came in to serve captivity in the Americas. All right. Until now, which is, until 1970, when this truth came about. You see, and that power was given unto Esau, that he will continue 42 months. All right. It was just a period of time that makes up of 350 years. But our verse 6, which is the point that I wanted to bring out, it says, and he opened his mouth and blaspheme against the Most High, Yahawashi, to blaspheme his name, and in his tabernacle, which the tabernacle of the Lord is the nation of Israel, and them that dwell in heaven. And them that dwell in heaven is talking about the angels. All right. You know, by what? He disrespecting, because when you look up the word blaspheme, all right, to blaspheme somebody's name, what you're doing is you're disrespecting them. You see, you disrespecting, you blaspheme them that dwell in heaven, the angels, all right, by calling them aliens, you know, little green man from Mars, all right, you know, calling them UFOs. But according to the scriptures, they are identified. They are identified as the angels of the Lord, okay, which I'm going to bring out, all right. But once again, you disrespecting them by calling them little green men from Mars, you know, UFOs, all right. And another thing is that if they are angels, you know, you portraying them as being naked babies that look like Edomites, which is all false. Okay. So now if I go back to where I was at, going to the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, because once again, according to the scriptures, the angels are identified, all right, throughout the scriptures, man. But I just want to bring this one out in the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, because what he mentioned was that it has to be outside of this world threat, or as he said, an alien threat that's going to make all nations come together and put all the differences to the side and fight against this outside of this world threat, right? So now, and that's going to happen. It's biblical. It's prophecy. It's within the prophecy that that's going to happen. But Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1, and it says, then I turned and lift up my eyes and look, and behold, a flying roll, which was a scroll. All right. Now, Zechariah is describing, he's looking up to the sky, and he saw what he described as a flying roll. And it says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answer, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Now I'm going to read in the NLT so you can get a better understanding of this flying scroll or flying roll. It says, what do you see? The angel asks. I see a flying scroll, I replied. It appears to be about 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. So you can understand how this flying scroll, which is a chariot, because a chariot, they come in different shapes and forms. All right, they come in different shapes and forms and sizes. Okay, so in this case, this flying scroll, which was a chariot, it was about 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. Okay, so pretty much almost like a rectangle. All right. Verse 3, and it says, then say he unto me, this is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And this is talking about America. All right. Because amongst all nations, the Edomites, all right, and especially America, they have stealed. All right, they have went throughout the world and steal the resource and put people in captivity and so on and so forth. You see, That's what this nation hath done. And then everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And that's talking about America, because America has been the only nation that took the Bible, all right, and they swear on the Bible. You see, every single time you have a president that's elected here in America, they always swear on the Bible. When you go to court, all right, when you go to court, they make you to swear on the Bible. You see, all right, and once again, they put the title upon themselves that they are a God-fearing country, but they do the opposite, all right? And America has done that amongst all nations, all right? So this is talking about America. So it says that, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth. You see, because this is a threat to the human society, all right? This is going to be a threat to this world, but not to the elect, because the elect are going to be delivered by the chariots. So they won't receive the judgment that the chariots are going to bring. You see? So this is a curse to the world, but it is a blessing to the elect of the nation of Israel, because the elect of the nation of Israel are going to be delivered from the destruction, from this curse, all right, according to the book of Matthew 24. And amongst other scriptures as well. But then it says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goes forth over the face of the earth, of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. And everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, says the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi of hosts. And it shall enter into the house of the thief. All right, which is, once again, it's still talking about America, man, the house of the thief. Once again, America took all the resource of the world, all right? And one thing that America did was they put the children of Israel in captivity to serve hardcore slavery. And it says, into the house of him that swears falsely by my name. Once again, America, man, okay? They make you, they swear on the Bible, man. They make you to swear on the Bible as well, too, which you're not supposed to. And it says, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and it shall consume it with the temper thereof and the stones thereof. All right, so everything that this whole soil of America is going to be consumed, and everything in it. You see? All right, and this is the curse that's coming upon the whole face of the earth, but especially America, man. You see? Let's get a couple more scriptures, man. This is the book of Matthew 24 and verse 30. I'm just going to go straight to the point. And it says, and then shall appear the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. You see? All right. And that's exactly how the Lord is coming back, man. And once again, forgive me, but it's all right. Going to, let me just bring out in the book of second Ezra real quick, and 13, because he said that all these nations, something outside of this world threat is what's going to make all the nations come together and join one to another so they can fight this outside threat, you see? And once again, like I said, that's biblical, all right? That's within prophecy. And it's in this one right here in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 13. All right, and it says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. All right, and that man is talking about Yahawashi. The thousands of heaven is talking about the angels. All right, the angels, the chariots of the Lord. You see? Because when you go, which is the army, when you read in the book of Revelation, it's the army of heavens. But real quick, this is the book of Psalms, just to make that point. All right, the thousands of heaven. in the book of Psalms, chapter 68, in verse 17. And it says, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, is amongst them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. All right? Which once again is the angels of the Lord. Revelation, real quick, the book of Revelation, chapter 19. Because it talks about the armies of heaven. This is Revelation chapter 19. All right, see, it's okay. Just a whole bunch of ads, you know. But real quick, Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11, it says, and I saw heaven open. All right. Heaven open, or once again is known as the waters, all right, or the man from the seed, all right, which is talking about Yahawashi coming from the heavens, or coming from the waters, all right. And it says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, which represents a chariot, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he does judge and make war. So this is about war. You see that? Which is the war of Armageddon. Okay? Which is the war of Yahawashi. All right? Against humans. Okay? Against these other nations. All right? Against Esau and all the nations. Okay? And it says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, which represents that he's coming to rule. All right? And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High, Yahweh, because Yahawashi is the Word of the Most High, Yahweh. All right, meaning that he is sent by the Heavenly Father. And verse 14, which is the point, and the armies which were in heaven follow him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, which is the angels. So the armies, okay, which are the angels, which is thousands upon thousands of angels in the chariots, so-called UFOs, you see, which are coming from the heavens. So when I go back to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, that's exactly what that's talking about. And it says that he come, and he says that Yahawashi is coming to make war, all right, with society, with the wicked of this world, you see. Because he's coming to bring an end of this wicked society. All right. That's exactly what Yahawashi is coming back to do. He's coming to judge the world. And everyone is going to be judged according to their words. You see? Everyone is going to be judged according to their actions. The righteous and the wicked. Okay. But the righteous are going to be delivered from the curse that will fall upon the world. All right. Upon the whole earth. So now going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and I'm gonna read verse 2 again. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the seed, which is talking about the heavens, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of angels, which is Yahawashi. So Yahawashi is coming upon a white horse, which is Yahawashi is coming upon a chariot. Yahawashi is coming upon a chariot, which is a so-called UFOs. You see? And it says with the thousands of angels, because the armies of heaven, all right, the thousands of heaven, which is the angels, all right, they're going to follow him. All right, Revelation chapter 19. You see? And it says, and when he turned his countenance to look, and all the things tremble that were seen under him. All right? Because people gonna be afraid when they see Yahawashi. Okay? And it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. So now, is that talking about literal? Is it Yahawashi coming to speak? No, you know. When it says that whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, or they burned that heard his voice, because he's coming to judge. So he's coming to burn people up, zap people up, pretty much. The Lord is coming to zap people up, just like how you see in the movie War of the Worlds, or the movie Independence Day by Will, with Will Smith in it. You see, that's pretty much, so you can have a better understanding on how it's going to be when Yahawashi returns. But verse 5, and it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. So the multitude of men is talking about when all the nations are going to come together. They're going to put all the differences aside, and they're going to come together, and they're going to make war. They're going to try. All right, they're going to try to fight against Yahawashi. You see? So, when you look at that speech that Ronald Reagan gave, you see, hey man, that's all through the spirit, man. All right, but once again, like I said, these Edomites, all right, especially the elites, they know that the so-called UFOs are the chariots, that those are the angels, all right? And that's exactly how the Lord is going to come back, because they know about the scriptures, you see? But they gotta keep pushing deceit, all right, to deceive the world, man. Verse 6, and it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it, which is talking about his chariot, because the chariot of Yahawashi is going to be big, all right? And Ezra described it as being a great mountain, how big the chariot that Yahawashi is going to be on. His chariot is going to be big, man. Everybody's going to see Yahawashi in his chariot. And it says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graved, and I could not, because this chariot was so big, it looked like a mountain. You see, in Ezra, once again, this is a dream, so he thought that this was a literal mountain, but it wasn't, because it was a chariot, because of how big this chariot is going to be. You see? And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, but yet durst fight. Even though all these nations, Esau, Edom, and all these other nations are going to be afraid. All right, because when Yahawashi comes back, he's coming back in the midst of World War III. You see, he's coming in the midst of World War III. All right, all these nations are going to be fighting against each other. All right, but they're going to put all of that to the side, just like how you had Ronald Reagan talk about in his speech. All right, they're going to put everything to the side. They're going to try to fight. They're going to try to fight Yahawashi. You see, and his angels. Okay, they're going to be afraid, but they're going to still durst, yet durst fight. Right. So I'm gonna read that again. 2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 8. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. All right, because it's going to be a whole fight, but Yahawashi don't have to get himself prepared. He don't have to flinch, you see? All right, because he's coming with all power, man. This is the power. This is a power from the heavens. This is the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. You see? This is the power of the creator of all things. So he don't have to come prepared. He don't have to flinch. He don't have to protect himself. All right? You see? And verse 10, it says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And there were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an unnumberable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. You see? So even though all these nations are going to come together, they're going to come together, and they're going to try to fight against Yahawashi and his angels, they're still going to lose. You see? It says, but only dust and smell of smoke. You see that? So there's no chance of these people, all right? You're going to fight against the only begotten Son. You don't have a chance. That's it. When Yahawashi returns, that is it. When it comes down to this wicked society, that is it. You see, he's coming to rule. He's coming to conquer. All right? He's coming to claim what is his. This earth and universe belong to Yahawashi, and he's coming to conquer. All right? He's coming to take the earth from the hands of the wicked. All right? That's exactly what Yahawashi is coming back to do, and that's what the scriptures is all about. That's what prophecy is all about when you go into it and you have a good understanding. All right? But with that, I'm going to end it with that. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash, Shalom.